And I look at Petiti, and this is a guy who at CBS Sports absolutely made a significant contribution. He essentially turned college sports TV into CBS college sports TV. This is a guy who used to be the chief operating officer of Major League Baseball. He succeeded Rob Manfred when Rob was elevated to the commissioner's position. I mean, he just is a phenomenal hire because he has a massive TV background.
Yeah.
And when you look at where the Big Ten is now, they need somebody who understands how to build a television platform. Well, now you have, again, Tony Petiti, who built MLB Network, who built CBS College Sports Network. Like, you have a guy that's got significant experience, and you feel like this is a home run hire.
Yeah.
And he's got not only TV experience, he's got major sports management experience at MLB. Like, I don't know that you could have made a better hire here. I think this is a massive get for the Big Ten, and I think now the Big Ten is set up to really become that financial power player even more than they are now, because I think we all are well aware that his number one job is to be, is to create a new revenue stream, to add more teams, a la Oregon and Washington.
Yeah, and I think the Big Ten is in prime position to obviously expand, and I think Tony, like he was just saying, brings this wealth of experience, and I think what's really interesting about this is, this is the kind of hire that I was looking for in the Pac-12 when they let Larry Scott go. Hey, someone who has a ton of experience in the TV industry, someone who is an operator, someone who understands how to get things done, understands how to have a conversation, the chain of command that you need to go through to have the conversation, understanding, when it's proper to ask for $400 million when everyone else wants $100 million, like understanding the balance, like all this stuff, all the what I would call minutia of the TV industry, this guy understands. And to me, the Big Ten obviously is already the richest conference in the land somehow, and doesn't even have the best conference performance on the field or court. And that's the magic of it. You don't have to win national championships. You don't have to be the absolute best on the court or the field or the ice or whatever to be the highest paid conference in the land. And so I look at the Big Ten and I say, hey, you're making all this bread and you just hired a dynamite commissioner. Well, you're telling me that Oregon and Washington, who have just been sitting and patiently waiting for the light at the end of the tunnel known as the Big Ten to start showing up, you're telling me they're not excited by this? You're telling me that any school that would be considering, like we've heard for so long that, the Stanfords and the Cals, if there was going to be movement and if the Pac-12 was going to dissolve, Stanford and Cal could potentially go with Oregon and Washington to form a 4-team transfer to another conference. Like, if you're these schools, you're thrilled about this. You're sitting here saying, yes, it's time. We're ready to go. Now, the question is going to be, who does the Big Ten want? Well, how does the Big Ten look at Oregon and Washington? How does the Big Ten view picking up Oregon and Washington and having to take Stanford, let's say, or having to take Cal? That's the question, I feel like.
Well, and I think, again, that's why I go back to, hey, his number one job is to find a new revenue stream.
Yes.
And that's a streaming deal. And I think if you are Fox Sports, if you're NBC Sports, if you're CBS Sports, you're thrilled about this because those are the main TV partners. And the question is NBC willing to pony up more money? Probably not, right? Because they're going to have this NBC Peacock, Big Ten After Dark essentially window on NBC. So now the question becomes, where is Amazon in this? Where's Apple TV in this? Where are all of these streamers? Where is YouTube TV in this? By the way, did anybody see that YouTube TV, if you're a subscriber to YouTube TV, your NFL Sunday ticket will be $249 a year, which is a phenomenal price, right? So we're seeing movement in the streaming, content market, and you can't tell me that Tony Petiti doesn't know how to leverage that, having been at MLB Network.
Come on now.
Having been the COO of MLB, That's something to me. This is a massive hire for the Big Ten.
Yeah.
This feels like a huge win for the Big Ten. And I think once you get here where the Big Ten is, you're in a critical point where you're either going to sputter and you're just going to stagnate, or you're going to go up. And the only way to go up is to bring new money in so you can bring new members in.
Yes.
And this is why, again, we talk about ESPN and the Pac-12. It's not an accident there's a pro rata in the Big 12 TV contract with ESPN where they'll pay on par for Power 5 members.
Yeah.
That's not accidental. That does not seem to exist in the Big Ten because they would have invited, I think, Oregon and Washington already.
Well, and I think the other thing we have to say here is you can't tell me that folks like ESPN and NBC and now even schools and like everybody in the space that is in the information pipeline. You can't tell me that this hasn't been known for at least a week. I mean, I understand if there's a process and yada yada XYZ. We get it, but you can't tell me that the George Kliavkoffs of the world didn't know that this hire was happening, and you can't tell me that ESPN and Fox and NBC and hell, even CBS aren't looking at this thing saying, okay, how does this impact what we're doing? Because if you're ESPN, you already got the SEC. You're already in a really good place with your content. So, but I think the question always is going to be, okay, how can we improve on what we have? Is there an opportunity in the Big Ten of any variety? And that's what I think, moves like this do. They sort of relight the fire under everyone's ass, if you will.
Yeah, and again, what does this do? This puts the Pac-12 in peril.
Yeah.
I mean, because now and who knows how long it's going to take Tony Petitti to start. I know that one of the major requirements that people were after was, hey, in the Big Ten, we need a commissioner who can come to work right away. We'll see if Tony Petitti's that guy. But they need to get moving now. And if you're the Pac-12, you've got to find a way to get your 10 remaining teams under contract.
Yes.
Because now that the Big Ten has a commissioner, again, I think their sole focus is let's get new revenue and let's expand. Let's get
money. Because
they want Oregon. There's no doubt they want Oregon. Again, this brings me back to the question of, is it Oregon or is it Washington? And I'm here to tell you it's Oregon. I've heard that repeatedly, that Oregon's the value there, but I think they will. I think they will take Cal, Stanford, Oregon, and Washington.
Yeah. The
minute that they can find revenue to pay them.
Well, and I think those brands make sense in the Big Ten. I mean, I think that it just is a fit. Like you can look at numbers and everything, but at the end of the day, a lot of these conferences are going to say, okay. Yeah, we're the Big Ten. Does Utah feel like a fit in the Big Ten? That's kind of a try hard fit. We're not sure about that one. But Oregon, Washington, those guys are definitely a fit. So that's why I say if you're Utah again, we've been saying it, I feel like for weeks, but the ball is rolling here. I'm telling you.
By the way, you should also know that Tony Petitti works with the PGA. So this guy's got vast experience in professional sports. And he is a guy that he's I'm telling you, Tony Petitti is a phenomenal hire.
Yeah.
It is a phenomenal hire. What are your thoughts on it? Let's get your comments in here as always on the Monty Show, presented by our good friends at TryDayTrading.com. TryDayTrading.com. If you woke up this morning and said you hate your job, TryDayTrading.com. All I'm asking you to do is invest $10 one time. That's a charitable donation, so it's a tax write-off for you. That's going to get you a 30-day membership at TryDayTrading.com. And look what's on the screen, $10 to change your life. That's what it is. It's $10 to change the rest of your life at TryDayTrading.com because they have full-time traders who have gone through their program.
Dude.
That are making thousands of dollars a day. And it's a pretty simple program you see on the screen there. Look at step 2. Try us out for 30 days for only $10. It's a special offer for those who register and watch. Your $10 will be donated to a charitable organization. I'm telling you, folks, that moves you on to step 3. Learn one-on-one with your own professional day trading coach to trade using our proprietary leading indicators program. And that's what separates Tri-Day Trading from everybody else, because they have their own proprietary leading indicators that tell you this is a good trade, That's a bad trade. This is what we're looking for. That's what we're not looking for. Because in the game of stocks, especially in day trading, you need to understand what to stay away from because you don't want to make those massive mistakes. That's why you rely on the experience of TryDayTrading.com because they've been there. They've done that. They're so confident in their system that when you start making trades, you're going to do that not with your money, but with TryDayTrading.com's money. And when you make money with their money, they're going to give you 80% of the profit. So go spend $10 to change the rest of your life. At TryDayTrading.com, it takes 20 seconds to register for their 30-day, $10 program. Make sure you hit the drop-down that says, The Monty Show. Where'd you hear about us? On The Monty Show.
Yes.
That's where we heard about you. At TryDayTrading.com. Your thoughts on the new commissioner of the Big Ten is welcome. Let's see. Michael Peck says, BYU fan, don't want Utah in the same conference for good reason. I think you're crazy.
I disagree.
I totally disagree.
Yeah, I disagree with that, bro. I think that you're sleeping on BYU a little bit. I think Tom Homo, we know for a fact, it was working behind the scenes to be a bridge between the Big 12 and Utah.
Totally
and
agree.
we know that BYU values the relationship and like just like everybody else, like understands why them being in the same conference and having the Holy War be an official conference game would be incredible. So I don't think BYU is running from it at all.
Yep. Cougar Tail says UFC Fight Night 166, Tony Petiti versus Brett Yormark, the ultimate SmackDown event. The behemoth of the Big Ten versus Wile E. Coyote. Brett Yormark in the Big 12. Tickets are selling out fast. Who will win? SmackDown.
Everybody is outraged.
You're welcome. Gary says, if I'm Petiti, I'm targeting new money deals and signing Utah, Oregon, Washington, Stanford, Cal, and Texas A&M. Why on earth would Texas A&M leave the SEC? And first of all, I mean, they owe Jimbo Fisher so much money. Maybe they need a cash influx. You know.
It is what it is.
You know. Renee Roca, I get Cowboys and Chiefs every week for free. Okay.
Good for you, bro.
That's cool. That's cool. Michael Peck, why would A&M leave the SEC? Don't know. Jake Nelson, the Big just doesn't need to make moves right now. Well, I kind of disagree with that. I think everybody sees the $100 million, and that's great money. But you have a massive conference.
Yes.
And your conference is not good. Now you need quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm.
And if you add Oregon, Washington, and Utah, that's immediate quality on just about every field. I mean, at Utah, you know what you're getting in gymnastics, baseball, softball. I mean, they have right now one of the best softball programs in the conference. Obviously, women's basketball. I mean, there's a lot of value. And Kyle Whittingham and the Utah football program are one of the best programs in the country.
Yeah.
You just have to understand that. I think now it's about quality. Jake Nelson says Texas would have been a better fit for the Big than A&M. Potentially. I think the SEC now, the SEC's got to find new money themselves. Because I think the SEC's got a pretty average TV deal, financially speaking.
Yeah.
You're like $50 million a year per school. So Gary says they left the 12 because of Texas, so I'm assuming they do the same in the SEC. I highly doubt that. I mean, the SEC, Jimbo Fisher should have had a better team. They're recruiting at an exceptionally high level at Texas A&M. Now he's got to win games. And if Jimbo's the problem, they will rectify that problem. Because kids want to go to Texas A&M. There's no doubt about that. Jason Ritchie says that Death Star Pac-10 has been destroyed by the rebel forces of the Big 12, the media, and ESPN. Well, you ain't wrong about that.
Forgot the Monty Show.
You don't forget the Monty Show. That's right. Jacob DeLambo, I'd watch a late USC game over 90% of the Pac teams.
100%.
You and everybody else.
100%.
Curtis, Pac-12 looking over their shoulder now with the Big 10 and the Big 12. Yeah. I mean, they're coming.
Catch me outside. How about that?
You have got to fortify your flanks, dude. You've got to get a TV deal, and you've got to get some foundation rebuilt and repaired. and get momentum. And the problem is SMU and San Diego State don't fix that.
Nope.
They don't fix that.
That's an issue.
They really don't. Bill Foley says Utah to the Big is a pipe dream. I would kind of agree with that. Chris P. Gary, the SEC is the celestial kingdom of football conferences.
Sorry, can you put that in English for us, bro?
Well, I think what he's trying to say. Ooh,
Are you okay, dude? You okay, dude?
I've been fighting that low-level headache all day. You know. Let's see. Jeremy Callahan. Cal and Stanford are definitely a fit in the Big. Suck at football like 90% of their teams. You ain't kidding.
But there's institutions of higher learning.
Okay. I mean, you know. Michael Peck says BYU fans don't want Utah in the same conference. I read that one. My apologies. Renee Roca, Michigan is one of the few teams in the Big Ten Cal can't hang with. Cal's not different show. DeLambo says Utah would be awesome in the Big 12. Highly doubt they want that. Want is the key word.
Yeah.
Willing? Want? No, they don't want. Will they be willing? Yeah. If the conference collapses, you have no choice.
Yeah.
You have no choice. Gary says because they don't want that smoke with Utah. I think that BYU wants to be in the same conference with Utah. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I really don't. Oakley Marquez says LOL. Okay. I mean, you know, that's cool. Cougar Tail. Let the chess moves begin. The Big 10 pick Oregon and Washington. Big 12 take Arizona State. The Mountain West picks Utah and Colorado. The Mountain West, Utah's not going to the Mountain West. They're not. Chris P., if Utah goes to the Big, then all that whole narrative of staying in the pack because of being a research school is trash. Oh, quite contraire, mon frere. Because you look at the academics in the Big Ten, I mean, you have some real powerhouses. I mean, whether it's Purdue for engineering, whether it is Indiana for law or Northwestern for anything. I mean, there is
Northwestern for anything.
Dude, Northwestern's legit. The question is, what does Notre Dame do?
Yeah.
Does Notre Dame ever join a conference? Probably not. I would think not.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that they have it
Not
too
now.
good. Yeah, they have it too good. Like, what would be the would be the advantage? What would be the incentive?
No. What would be the impetus?
The impetus.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? That to me is the biggest question. Like, there's a lot of value. There's a ton of value in Notre Dame sports. Why would you lessen that value? Stop controlling your own fate. Stop controlling your own destiny. Stop controlling your own revenue streams to join a conference. And again, I think when you look at the fact that they are only independent in football, there's not a lot of reason for them to change that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the windfall financially is just massive, and I don't think that it is. Because their financial value is already very high.
Yeah.
I mean, NBC is licking at the boots to re-sign that deal.
Yes.
You know, so I just don't see any reason that if you're Notre Dame that you're going to go join the Big Ten. There's very little reason for that. They already have a seat at the table.
Yeah.
They have when they win double-digit games, they're already a player at the table to get into the college football playoff. It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Jake Nelson, does Notre Dame go if the ACC breaks? I don't know. I don't know. Truck stop Gumby, Stanford greater than Northwestern. Well, that could be.
See how he spelled Stanford?
F-U-R-D.
Right. Stanford.
Tanor Plummer. In Latter-day Saint theology.
Okay, first of all, hey guys.
In Latter-day Saint theology, oh boy. There are three heavens people go to, and the celestial kingdom is the highest kingdom. Like how the SEC is the best conference, i.e. the celestial kingdom of conferences.
Where does the
fucking A.
dude?
I mean, my God.
Wow.
My God.
Stay hard.
My God. No
Yeah,
pun
I've been any
intended.
nice.
My God. DeLambo says, trust me, BYU wants that Utah ass. So you put a peach there. Is it that
See what he
ass?
did there?
It's that ass.
The
you know. Mike M says the Papal Conference. Jeremy Callahan, what about the Hunchback? Does Notre Dame follow his lead? Well, I mean, you nailed it.